Hey guys, what is up? It is Matt here and welcome back to another video. And as you guys see by the title, this is the top 10 teams to play for in NBA 2K20 My Career, but for your point guard. And just a little disclaimer before the video starts, there's going to be 5 parts of this series considering there's 5 positions that you can play in basketball, that being point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. So obviously 5 different parts for, your 5 different positions. Now, this won't be based on specific builds or anything like that, and a lot of these teams are going to be repeat teams. I just chose teams that virtually needed, that certain position or a team that would be fun to play for, and it won't be a top 10 just based on, just overall teams and stuff like that. Teams overall go nothing into this. Like I said, it just is what would be fun to play for and, who has talent-wise and stuff like that, and players you can get points around and stuff like that and get your stats up and everything like that. But like I said, a lot of these teams will be repeat because some of these teams need the same needs and stuff like that. And yeah, so I mean that's kind of pretty much it. We're gonna hop right on into this video. And another thing before we get on into it, it's gonna be 5 teams from the East and 5 teams from the West. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right on into the video. Hey guys, what is up? It is Mass here and welcome back to another video. And now, as you guys just saw by the disclaimer and the title of the video, this is the top 10 teams to play for in NBA 2K20 My Career as the point guard. So first we're going to start out East. Like I said in the disclaimer, none of these are in a specific order or anything like that. Just teams I thought would be fun to play for and have talent and stuff like that. And people who you might be able to start over easily in my career because, they don't have a good point guard or anything like that. So coming in at our number 5 position for the East, we have the Miami Heat. Now, the Miami Heat, you got Goran Dragic to beat out as your point guard. Honestly, he's probably going to be like an 80 overall, maybe even lower, to be honest. And if Dragic even remains on the team, he might get traded for Chris Paul. We don't know what's going to happen. So that's the whole thing. Keep in mind, this is before the season starts and some of these trades happen. So Miami would be fun. You got Jimmy Butler to play with. You got a young guy and Bam Adebayo, nice young center. And I don't know, Miami would definitely be a fun team. You can get your stats up there and stuff like that. I don't know, it'd be pretty fun, I guess. Miami definitely needs a point guard. That's why I feel like they could trade Dragic for Chris Paul, potentially maybe even Bradley Beal. I know Beal's not a point guard, but he could definitely run point guard. I mean, keep in mind, I don't know how the 2K20 rosters are going to shape up. They could potentially run, somebody a point guard. Maybe they run Tyler Herro a point guard. I don't know. But, I guess we'll end up seeing that. I guess we will end up seeing that. So coming in at the number 4 position for the East, we have the Detroit Pistons. Now, 2 players you would have to beat out for this team is number 1 being Reggie Jackson, who will probably be, kind of like Dragic, maybe a 79 or 80 overall. And then Derrick Rose is an 80 overall as well. He's the new acquisition to the team. Detroit, you could definitely perform some highlight plays there in Detroit. You got guys like Blake Griffin and Mr. Andre Drummond, who's actually on your screen right now playing in this blacktop game. This blacktop game means absolutely nothing. I just pick random players and I'm playing it while I do it or do this in the background. So just content in the background. But yeah, Detroit, Reggie Jackson probably wouldn't be too hard to beat out. Derrick Rose wouldn't be too hard to beat out. I feel like Detroit's a sleeper team this year. Detroit can be a good team. They could be probably like a 6 seed at most. But D Rose was a nice pickup, but we're not worried about this. We're worried about what's going on in 2K. So I just looked at my list, and I have the Celtics in need of a point guard in 2K. I guess it's our number 3 spot. They don't really need a point guard, to be 100% honest. They have Kemba. I mean, you can play there if you want. Keep in mind, I didn't really think about, if this is your favorite team. Like, obviously you can go play for your favorite team, but the Celtics don't really need a point guard. I don't know why they're on the list. I guess I just threw them in there. I'm not really 100% sure. So sorry about that. Kind of a waste of a number 3 spot right here, but What are you going to do? Boston Celtics. Next team we got is the Indiana Pacers. Indiana, they're going to be, I think, a top 4 seed this year. Either being Milwaukee, Philly, Indiana, and Brooklyn, I think for sure. Pacers are going to be a good team. Their starting point guard, Darren Collison, just retired. They picked up T.J. McConnell. I'm not sure who their actual starting point guard will be. So, you know, Indiana will be a fun team to play for. A nice young team. Oladipo coming back off an injury and stuff like that. You got Miles Turner. You got Sabonis. Indiana definitely going to be a fun team to watch, I think, to say the least. But, you know, Indiana, they're going to be a good team, honestly. I really think so. So, Indiana would definitely be a fun team to play for. They got the talent there, and winning the championship and earning that starting job on Indiana definitely won't be that hard, I don't think. So Indiana would definitely be a fun team to play for in this My Career for 2K20. And then coming in at number 1, this actually just made me think of the point guard for the Indiana Pacers will end up being Malcolm Brogdon, considering he left the number 1 team in the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, Milwaukee, you kind of just got to beat out Eric Bledsoe. I think Sterling Brown, quite possibly. Is George Hill still on the Bucks? He might be. You know, the Bucks, what do I got to say? They'll probably be the 1 seed, honestly. You're going up against Bledsoe and potentially George Hill. I don't know if anyone else is on that team. Point guard-wise, like I said, I don't know how the rosters are going to shape up and who they're going to run where and stuff like that. But, you know, it's fine. Milwaukee's got Giannis, Chris Middleton. I think Milwaukee honestly got worse this year, but, you know, they're still a good team. They still have Giannis. This guy just won MVP. So, I mean, do I really got to say more in terms of why you should pick the Milwaukee Bucks? Easy championship, guys to get stats around and stuff like that. I don't think you can go wrong with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, moving over to the Western Conference side of things, we're going to start with number 5, the San Antonio Spurs. What the hell did Paul George just do? That was disgusting. Number 5 being the San Antonio Spurs. Now, you got guys like DeMar DeRozan. DeJounte Murray's going to be coming back from injury, so he'll be a guy to beat out. He'll probably be like a 75 overall. Him and Bryn Forbes, they won't be too hard to beat out. But guys like DeRozan, Rudy Gay, I don't know who their center is. LaMarcus Aldridge shape out the roster. So Spurs would be a fun team to play for. They're not the Spurs of the past with, you know, Kawhi obviously and Paul, or well, I was going to say Paul George, probably because he has the ball right now. But like guys like Kawhi, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu. But Spurs will still be a fun team to play for. They'll probably make the playoffs in the West. The West is going to be a hard conference this year. But I mean, the Spurs, yeah, I guess they'll be a fun team to play with. Now, number 4, we have a tie between the Timberwolves and the Pelicans. Now, the Pelicans, you're beating out either Drew Holiday, who they'll probably run at shooting guard, quite possibly, and Lonzo at point guard. So, you got to beat out both of them, too, most likely. I feel like New Orleans is a fun young team. Honestly, I might play for them in my career because they got guys like Zion, they got Ingram, they got Josh Hart, they got Drew Holiday, Jackson Hayes, Lonzo. They're going to be a team to reckon with, honestly. And J.J. Redick just went there, so, you know, the Sixers fan in me's crying because I always have love for J.J. But New Orleans, a fun young team. You're going to get stats. Like I said, you're in a hard Western Conference, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to make the playoffs. But I feel like if you get the right team together and you're the right overall and stuff like that, you'll be completely fine. And then the Timberwolves, same thing. You got Cat, you got Robert Covington, you got Andrew Wiggins. I'm going to be skeptical about Mr. Wiggins. I think Tyus Jones is still on the team, so he's kind of your threat at point guard. I don't know who else their point guard would be. Another fun young team to play with. They'll probably make the play. Actually, I don't know if they'll make the playoffs in the West in real life, honestly, because Wiggins needs to take that jump. And maybe in my career with a point guard who can do something for him, he can take that jump. That's up for you guys to decide. So at the number 3 spot, we have the young running Dallas Mavericks with Luka and Kristaps. Do I need to say more? Luka and Kristaps, fun young future for them guys. Dirk now gone, obviously. The point guard situation, I believe J.J. Barea is still in the mix. That's really all I can think about in Dallas. So, I mean, in Dallas, it shouldn't be too hard to win a starting job unless Luka runs point, which I doubt. So, I mean, Dallas would be a fun young team to play for, definitely. A lot of these teams are fun young teams, I think. That's why I picked them. So, number 2, we got the L.A. Lakers. They said LeBron's going to be running point guard, so I don't know how that's going to shape up in my career, whether you would have to beat him out or they just move him to small forward or anything like that. But a guy you're beating out, it would have to be Rajon Rondo. Like I said, not too hard. The Lakers, you're playing with Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma. I don't think you can go wrong here, honestly. Lakers would be a good pick to play for in my career. You might win the championship your first year. It shouldn't be saying a lot because that roster is pretty stacked. I don't know if, like I said, you would have to beat out LeBron. But, yeah, the Lakers at number 2. And at the number 1 spot, we have the Kawhi Leonard and Paul George Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I don't know what rotation they're going to run, but a guy you would have to beat out is obviously Patrick Beverley. I don't know how they're going to run that rotation, but Kawhi, Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Will, Pat Bev. That team's gritty, and they could use a nice starting point guard. I don't think you can go wrong with the new look Los Angeles Clippers. A title favorite this year. They're going to be a fun team. Definitely going to be a fun team. I don't think you can go wrong there, man. Those were my picks. Let me know some picks in the comments below, guys. I'm out of here. If you got any feedback for these videos, part 2 of these shooting guards coming soon. If you guys do all enjoy this, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm out of here. Peace.